All right, so we got Imperium Knights, really big dudes, even bigger than, even bigger than Shaq, even bigger than Shaq Gulp. Shout out to Crack Duck, man. Let's get right to it, man.
Hi, friends. Raise your hand if you like big mechs, big old guns, and great houses that utilize said giant mechs and big old guns. Well, if you do, go play Battletech. But if you like all those awesome things and want a more on-the-nose knight theme set in the 40k universe, then this video is for you. That's right, today we're talking about the Imperial Knights.
Oh, wow.
This faction is super awesome and one of the most, if not the most, unique armies on the tabletop. The faction is predominantly made up of humongo knightly mecha suits.
Damn, bro, they built like Brian Urlacher off the Chicago Bears. Yo, they built like Ray Lewis from the Baltimore Ravens. Oh my God.
Literally and figuratively stomp their foes with overwhelming firepower and sheer force. So you can finally enjoy mecha without fear of being called a weeb. Plus, these aren't just your regular run-of-the-mill mecha suits. Them being called the Imperial Knights is a subtle reference to their medieval knight-inspired theming and culture, which is one of the most interesting things about the faction. Which is saying a lot for a faction with giant robot suits. But before we get knights into it, let me tell you about a deal just as humongo as the Knights. That's right, Tabletop Stronghold is back to sponsor another video.
Hey, Crack Duck, pay those bills, brother. Listen, I don't mind. We all got bills to pay. Listen, brother. Pay those bills.
Landed on deadly planets, encounter deadly flora and fauna, and weather deadly environmental factors such as extreme radiation, alien disease, and, well, weather. In addition, the colonists had to cannibalize their own ships to begin their colonies, so there was no escapes from the horrors in space. Well, technically horrors on planet, but those planets are in space.
True.
Much like all planets are, but
True.
horrors in space is more exciting. But alas, in the treacherous grasp of the final frontier, the only thing that stood between the colonists and certain doom was the indomitable human spirit.
Okay.
And their STC machines, which use the power of technology and science fiction to magically fabricate basically anything the colonists needed. This includes, but is not limited to, tools, weapons, buildings, generators, and of course, giant mecha suits. Woo!
First of all, listen, hold on, real quick. This right here, listen, these two are cool, bro. Even this one, bro, this looks close to my sweet glorious king. But like, bro, this one right here, this one's fire. This one's absolutely amazing.
These giant mecha suits were the Knights, and they proved invaluable to the colonists. These gargantuan mechs were used for construction, resource gathering, and most awesomely, they could be fitted with a ton of guns and swords to go fight aliens. Woo! In order to pilot the Knights, one must be...
So like, bro, these things, they were like who the hell is this? Prince Charming? Yeah, man, Prince Charming head. Hey, so basically these things were like a multi-tool, basically. They were used to like attack things. Well, not attack things, but they were used to like, like defend from like different enemies. But at the same time, they were used to like, build up buildings and stuff like that. Okay. I mean, they seem pretty calm, but hey, I'm going to say this. Who the hell is this? Hey, hey, Jared Golf. Get your ass out of here. Hey, Jared Golf, man. What you doing over here, bro?
Extremely skilled, brave, and charismatic to even get the opportunity to become a pilot. On the most hostile of worlds, the Knight pilots were stalwart protectors, loved by the people, and were even treated as celebrities in some cases. Eek! Oh my technology, is that a Knight? I think it is, man. Holy science. You gotta say hi. Oh man, I can't. He's such a big celebrity, and I'm far too shy. Pfft, you're such a big pussy, dude.
Then you go. What you mean? Yo, see, it's people like that, yo, they'll hey, they will grab your hoodie and everything. Hey, bro, hey, there go LeBron. They'll sing the LeBron songs and everything. Oh, there's LeBron, bro. Come on. And they're like, oh, nah, bro, I can't, bro. I'm nervous. I can't. Man, you lame. You lame. You do it. What you trying to grab me for? You do it.
As time went on, a little quirk with the knight suits became apparent. So, to pilot a knight, a pilot has to
I'm
interface with something
talking
called
with
a
the
throne mechanicum.
man on
The throne
Lakers.
essentially bonds the pilot with his or her knight to where the pilot is basically the brain and the knight is the body. This connection is so strong that the knight's mind would become imprinted into the suit, and piloting the knight would be just like moving yourself. It also meant that the pilot felt any damage that the knight sustained, even if they weren't actually harmed. This also had the side effect of the knight suit slowly altering the minds of the pilot. This mind altering made the knights act more like actual knights of old, and also made them become more authoritarian over their colonies. What actually caused this mind change is debated among Imperial scholars, but leading theories are either IT troubles or ghosts. So, yeah, we'll keep the Imperials best and brightest on the case. Personally, I think that'd be cool and makes sense if it was a mix of both. It makes sense to me that the Knights STCs were designed to have some sort of mind-altering feature to ensure the pilots protected the people at all costs, while also not letting the power corrupt them to turn on their fellow colonists. Hence,
But that's such like a finicky like type of like situation to be in, because like, bro, imagine like you're on like that much, we're gonna call it juice. Imagine like you're in that much like juice, right? To the point to where like you have to like it's kind of like an automatic like decipher of like, okay, wait a minute, I gotta protect the people, but at the same time, if I have too much juice, it's over. I'm going haywire. It's over, bro. Hey, I'm about to get like 3 nukes right now, bro. That's like 60 kills. It's over. Like, imagine like being in that situation. Now, obviously, like, I can handle it. I would never fold under pressure, but that's just me. But yeah, like that's definitely like a hard, like, place to be.
the super loyal, noble protector thing. But in practice,
LeBron,
the mind altering
LeBron.
maybe kind of went overboard and made the pilots take over society. Then, for the ghosts, since knights need a bond with their suit and imprint their personality into it, the personality got integrated into the knight's inherent noble mind change thingamabob and influenced new knights along with the throne mechanicum. But that's just what I think. I don't think it's actual canon, so feel free to comment your thoughts on it. Anyways, though, this mind change is what transformed the early colonies into the feudal societies famous for the space robot knights that we know and paint today. The knight pilots became the ruling nobles of their worlds.
First of all, hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go back. Hold up.
Transformed the early
Hold up.
colonies into the feudal societies famous for the space robot.
Man, hey, listen. First of all, bro, I know, bro, right here, bro, one splat, it's over for me. Bro, one motion from him, bro, hey, my feet's, here go my feet, here go my arms. I know it's over for me, right? But man, did he, to all my gym rats out there, did he or did he not miss leg day? Man, what is going on? Bro, why? His upper body is so like hunk, but his legs are so like skinny. He got like I feel like he got the Cash Nasty build up top, and he got the XQC legs. Like, what's going on? Like what are we, like as a unit, like, like as a situation, what's going on here, bro? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, like, and now to be fair, these are like, like mechs or whatever, so they're not like real life human being legs, but at the same time, like, I expected his legs to at least have like some big armor or whatever like attached to it. Like, I feel like one of old man Jenkins like cannons can like take out one of his legs. Like,
Knights that we know and paint today. The knight pilots became the ruling nobles of their worlds, and the other colonists essentially became their subjects. However, this wasn't strictly bad for the non-knight pilot colonists, as the knights were their valiant protectors, and the mind-altering only made their protective nature even more fervent. The knights became even more loyal to their subjects, adopted codes of honor, and became ultra-chivalrous. And they say chivalry is dead. Wow.
hey, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. I never do something like this, yo. Now the whole listen, let me just say this for what it is, right? If I'm with a girl, whatever, and like she's like, "Oh, I'm cold," right? Then I like, I'll take off my jacket or I'll take off my hoodie. Oh, here, babe, right? But this whole thing of I'm gonna take off my jacket, then put it over the puck. Yo, hey, listen, let's just keep it real for what it is. I'm not gonna wet my Ralph Lauren jacket on a little puddle just for you to step over the puddle. I'm not gonna put my Who? Yo, I'm sorry, babes. This ain't the 20s. This ain't the 1920s. Okay, well, like we're in a whole nother 2020. Yo, we're in the 2020s. This ain't the 1920s, babes. I'm not gonna put my jacket. I'm not gonna put my Jeff Hamilton jacket down on this puddle just so you can jump over. You're still gonna jump over the puddle no matter what. There's no way you're gonna put your feet in a soaking jacket just for you to step when you can just walk around it or just jump over. I'm sorry. That was always just dumb to me. The whole thing of like, oh well, the girl, she's cold or whatever. That's all cute, romantic, whatever. It's corny, but I like it. Like, that's cool. This right here, bro, I'm sorry, bro. This is dumb, dum, 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 dum.
In addition to the Knights pilots taking over and reshaping their societies, these colonies became very insular and resistant to technological advancement. Yeah, the societies whose defining trait was their giant mecha suits with sun lasers were the anti-technology boomers of the dark age of technology. Food for thought. Due to this, the Night Worlds became a super space version of those medieval time shows and dinners. But the cringe low IQ antics that the other Dark Agers sneered at the Night Worlds for was what would have saved them in the Age of Strife. During the Man of Iron Uprising and Psychic Awakening, most of humanity fell and reverted to a barbaric state. A techno-barbaric state, that is. However, the Night World's boomerisms mostly saved them from this fate as they rejected the use of the Men of Iron, were intolerant to psychers, and disliked other tech that would end up ravaging the Milky Way galaxy. So, during the Age of Strife, the Night World just amped up their usual ways to 40,000 and honed in their skills even further to defend against the awakened horrors of the galaxy. And thanks to the might of the Knights, very few Night Worlds fell during this turbulent time. Then, once the Imperium of Man was established, a rogue trader named Jeffers was the first to rediscover the...
Hey, Jeffers. Hey, Jeffers. I just got one. Jeffers, I got one question to ask you, yo. What are those? Yo, Jeffers, bless your soul, bro. Jeffers, you gotta change it. Hey, this entire fit, man, just throw it away. As a matter of fact, man, yo, this entire fit, pack it up and just send that thing there. Yo, just send it to a random just address in England, yo. They would love this. Yo, this style is like, the hat's cool with the whole like feather, whatever, classy. That's some Abraham Lincoln ish. Hey, this whole, oh my God, the boots. I just seen man. Oh man, LeBron. Oh man, he got the John Wayne boots. Oh, yo, yeah, hey, some gotta give. No lie, some gotta give, man. This fit is atrocious.
Ancient Night Worlds. The Night World's extremely intolerant and backwards ways was matched by the Imperials, and they gelled well together. Jeffers returned and he told the greater Imperium of the Knight's survival, and the Imperium and Mechanicus made a mad dash to reclaim the Night Worlds. Even though the Imperium and Mechanicus are technically the same entity, they do tend to do their own...
I'm talking with the man on Lakers. LeBron.
thing and
That's my song right now.
The Mechanicus tech priests were hailed as prophetic saviors meant to reinvigorate the decaying tech of the Night Worlds, and Imperial Crusaders taught the Knights of the Holy Emperor. Knights loyal to the Imperium, first and foremost, would become the sub-faction known as the Questor Imperialis, and those loyal to the Mechanicus would be Questor Mechanicus. There's also a third major sub-faction known as the Freeblades. These knights left their houses and traveled the galaxy fighting and stuff. And of course, just like basically every other Imperial faction, the Knight Houses became split in the Horus Heresy when some Knight Houses defected to fight alongside Horus and others stayed loyal to the Imperium. In the current setting, Knights remain a powerful asset for the Imperium and Chaos alike, and their sheer presence on the battlefield is only eclipsed by Titans. Which, speaking of battlefields, let's talk about the Knight suits themselves. There are many patterns of Knights and even more sub-patterns based on armaments, but today we'll cover the most common major patterns. First off, the smallest and cutest Knights, the Arminger pattern Knights. These funky little...
I'm gonna keep it real. These, bro, these are not it, bro. Yo, these, yo, hey, man, listen, these things, hey, respect to y'all. Listen, man, these things will light me up like the 4th of July. I'm not gonna sit here and say this in front of them. I don't want to be like, I don't want them to be like, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, light your ass up. It just started lighting me up like the 4th of July, yo. I don't want them to, just go crazy on me. But I'm gonna just say this from afar. These things are atrocious, yo. Armagers. Okay, yo. Hey, armagers, yo. Hey, get put up. Hey, somebody need to shut these things down, yo. Yeah, I can only imagine. Hey, I can only imagine these things right here, bro. Just getting, yo. they have chargers. I swear they just like they just do this. Like they just yo. I swear, like they just they just sit in place
by lower class pilots and act as support pieces for the bigger knights. They're fast and often equipped to deal with smaller threats not worthy of unleashing the power of God on. Next, the most common pattern is the Questoris pattern knight.
Now these things right here, these things are comp. Bro got a little weight added to him. Hey, what's his? Hey, what's he said? Hey, what she said? She said, I need a big boy.
This is a relatively old platform, but it's one of the most modular, allowing it to fit a variety of roles, and it's kind of a jack of all trades knight. Next, we got the Humongo Dominus pattern. This is a knight that pops in my head when I think of Imperial Knights. Its silhouette is just so striking.
Oh my
It looks so cool with all its giant guns and weapons. These knights are often fitted with many weapons and crush their opposition with overwhelming firepower. Then, getting even more humongo, we got the Acastus pattern knight. These are the biggest Imperial Knights, and they're almost as big as the smallest Imperial Titans.
God.
Only the most powerful and fortunate knight houses have access to these knights, and it's often seen as an avatar of the Omnissiah's divine might. They have the most firepower of all the knights and are able to blast nearly anything into oblivion.
Hope so.
Then, breaking our trend of getting bigger, we go a bit smaller than the gargantuan Acastus with the Cerastus pattern. The Cerastus pattern is this weird lanky thing, and it's one of the oldest patterns in knights. As such, it's faster and more resilient than other knights in its size class. And it's also probably my least favorite knight. I know a lot of people like this, but it looks really dumb to me with its ostrich legs and more human proportions.
Yo, not the Patrick legs, but yeah, like, bro, it looks so like imbalanced, you know.
I really like the knight's very distinct and iconic proportions with their massive upper section and stocky legs, but yeah, it wouldn't be a Crackdick video if I didn't somehow talk about how much I like stupid proportions. But anyways, let's talk about the armaments and armor of the knights. While there are many types of knights, most of them are standard equipped with near impervious adamantium armor, ion shields, which are force fields much like void shields, but instead of absorbing enemy firepower like a void shield, ion shields slow and deflect projectiles and are generally less protective. However, something less protective than a Titan shield is still pretty damn protective, and they can withstand heavy hitters like Tau railgun strikes, Necron death rays, enemy knight weapons, and other stuff. The ion shields can be even more effective when used by skilled knight pilots who know how to leverage the shield's angles to better deflect enemy firepower. And this is a cool thing that ties back to the knight's knight theme. But finally, let's touch on some of their knightly weapons. They have a lot of sci-fied, upscaled versions of classic knight weapons like lances, gauntlets, and swords. Ginormous badass swords, that is. Look at that chain sword. Coolest shit ever. In addition to this, they've also got some things named like classic knight weapons, but are in actuality giant space guns. They've got the Volcano Lance, which is a humongous las cannon able to fell nearly any foe, or perhaps a Thermal Spear, which is basically just a giant melted cannon, also able to fell nearly any foe.
I mean, that thing look like a Gallic gun from Vegeta. Yo, oh my goodness.
Oh, Another iconic weapon of the Knights is the Avenging Gatling Cannon, which is a giant Gatling gun that lays down an apocalyptic amount of shells on their enemies and is able to make Disney billions of dollars. Or, another iconic weapon is the simple, humble battle cannon. Just because it's a simple weapon doesn't mean it can't absolutely fell nearly any foe. They can also, of course, be fitted with basically any of the normal Imperial weapons. Commonly, they'll have some autocannons, bolters of some sort, missile launchers, and many, many other things strapped to their backs, shoulders, and also their chests. Titty guns are back! Woo! And they've also got like a million other guns, but I'll have to talk about those a different day. I'll also talk about the various night houses and free blades in another video. But before going into closing thoughts, I just want to mention one of the coolest, if not the coolest things, and one of the coolest, if not the coolest factions. The Knights are a powerful force of
hey, I thought you were about to say the same thing twice. I thought he's glitched out, yo.
Battlefield, but just how do they get onto said battlefield? Well, giant buses would just be silly, so the Knights often get shot from orbit onto the battlefield in ginormous drop keeps. That's right. The Knights get shot from space in drop castles. Coolest shit ever. These drop keeps deploy the Knights and
I'm gonna keep it real. That's aura. That's aura. Hey. Yo, imagine like, like it's battle time or whatever, like, or like it's like whatever time, and like you're like one of these like, like big tech, Brian Urlacher like looking things, and then like it's time for you to go crazy, and like you drop down in the castle. I'm gonna keep it real. That's fly.
Service temporary fortresses.
I'm not gonna lie, that's actually pretty fly. I'm not gonna lie. That's fly.
Play music for proper theming. These drop keeps can house multiple knights, come crashing to the surface, open their drawbridges to unleash the knights on whatever poor idiot decided to worship chaos and / or be a Xeno. But on that awesome note, that's the Imperial Knights.
Oh,
These
nice.
fellas are some of the coolest things in 40k, and to me, represent one of the coolest parts of the setting as a whole.
Shout out to the main man, Crack Duck, for this video. First time even hearing about the Imperium Knights before, but they look a little besides like, mini me down here and like the person with like the Cast Nasty build and the XQC legs. It just look a little weird to me. Other than that, you got big boy up here. Pause. But you got big boy up here. I'll probably say, listen, if I had to pick like a favorite, it'll probably be between either this one or this one. No, I'm wrong. This one or this one. These two. I feel like these builds are like kind of like, they're not too big, but at the same time, they're not puny. You get what I'm saying? Like I want like a build like that's like it's kind of like in between a little bit. Maybe that's just me, man. Comment down below, what is your favorite build between these Imperium Knights. Actually my first time I even hearing these guys. So other than that, like I said again, man, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. Also, man, make sure you guys follow my Twitch down below. We're that close to 100 followers on Twitch, and bro, we are so close, absolutely so close to 8,000 subscribers on YouTube, man. Thank y'all so much for watching all the videos. I really appreciate it, and I'm gonna see y'all later for next time out.